So, how I was able to get into multiple European business school with a scholarship? Well, because I applied to them. It could be as easy as just applying to these universities for you if you followed a certain structured approach. My name is Joshi, and yes, I am from India. It was about 2 years back when I decided for the first time that I wanted to go for business studies. I believe it is the first step to decide where exactly you want to go before you actually go there. Your initial decision could be based on absolutely anything. It could be based on your gut feeling, it could be based on your dream, or sometimes it could be even based on your intuition that you had based on your prior experiences. But once you have made a decision where exactly you want to go, then comes the part of self-evaluation or self-reflection, where you need to ask yourself with a bunch of questions like, why is that you decided to go with this specific program? Or what are you going to do once you're finished with your studies? It's essentially like asking yourself what are your short-term and long-term goals once you're graduated. Basically, you just need to find your motivation behind the decisions that you have took. You can also take help from certain analysis techniques like the SWOT analysis, with which by the end of this phase, you should be able to draw a rough picture of what an ideal program might look like for you. And then comes the research part, where you need to compare the ideal program with what exactly the universities or colleges are offering to you. You could prioritize the rankings based on, different ranking systems. As I personally was going for business studies, I decided to go with the Financial Times rankings. But if you are going for technical program, you can also decide between the QS rankings and the THE rankings or any other reputed rankings as well. Once you have made the first draft or list of universities, you need to trim it down based on certain certifications or accreditation that the university might possess. You can also further trim it down based on certain other factors like the geography, language requirements, or the financial ones as well. Once you have prepared a list, then you need to shortlist different universities based on admission specific requirements, such as certain language barriers or language requirements, or certain universities might also need for you to give certain different kinds of examinations. Based on that, I was able to initially shortlist 4 different universities for myself, and later on I added one more to the list. Fortunately, I was able to get into all 5 business schools which I applied to, and I also received scholarship offer from 3 different universities. Talking about the application, here you need to conclude results of all previous 3 phases in a single application on paper. You can also present evidences which might support your decision that you decided to go for this particular program. If you are going with a simple, clear, and creative application, that is going to further improve your chances of getting admitted. And then comes the part of scholarship. Talking about scholarship, it really depends on different universities. But I have just made a few generalized tips and suggestions for you based on which you could improve your chances of getting scholarship for yourself. The first tip which I would like to share is to apply as early as possible, as during first few rounds the competition might be less, which by default improve your chances of getting selected. The second tip is really very subjective. I personally was able to use that for negotiating scholarship for myself, but again, that depends on individuals. In application, you need to write certain different colleges or programs which you have applied besides the one you are applying now. You can use this question as a negotiating factor, but again, that really depends how you're going to answer it. If the admissions committee is getting an idea that you're not prioritizing their program or their university at the first, then the decision could be in reverse as well. So depending on that, I'll suggest you to just handle this question with care. The third tip I'd like to mention here is to follow a simple, clear, and creative application rule in scholarship as well. If you follow this rule, these are just going to improve your chances of getting selected. That being said, a scholarship really depends on certain other factors as well, which includes the profile of applicant, the actual application itself, and certain scores of entrance examinations as well. So depending on that, if you followed a structured approach on top of everything, that is just gonna, act as an icing on the cake. So there you go. This is how I was able to get scholarship from different European business schools, and you can get it too. I hope this video have helped you for knowing more about how to get a scholarship. If you have questions regarding any specific thing, feel free to mention them down below in the comment section, and I personally will make sure to answer every single one of them. With this, now is the time for first ever thought of the day. So enjoy.